Not a fun thought, but imagine your family going through a difficult transition, such as parenting struggles, your marriage being on a shaky ground, or even an experience with the loss of a loved one. Naturally, you would reach out to friends or seek professional help. Companies too face these transition periods, and right now, optimizing for the digital age is one transition many of them need help with. Accenture, a global leader in consulting, helps these companies ease into this transition and accelerate their revenue growth. From the time when the pandemic has started, Accenture's revenue have beat the market by 40%. Hi, if you're new to this channel, my name is Akhil from Chai Time Blogger, and in this video, I want to share with you my perspective on Accenture's business opportunities, its risks, and some of the key industry and the firm's metrics that I feel excited about, and most importantly, if Accenture is worth an investment for the long term. So let's dive in and look at Accenture's business opportunities. Now, when innovations like ChatGPT are making headlines, if you think that all companies are at a high technological advancement, this is not simply the case. The median age of a company in the S&P 500 is more than 50 years, and most big companies operate in 2023 with a late 1900s business framework. A good example of this is the Southwest Airlines debacle during the 2020s holiday season. Thousands of its flights were delayed or cancelled. Southwest blamed it on a combination of reasons like bad weather, increased holiday travel, and staffing shortages due to the COVID 19 pandemic. Southwest later apologized and also accommodated the affected passengers with rebookings and refunds. The company also pledged to review its operations and staffing practices to prevent similar incidents in the future. Its CEO Bob Jordan went ahead and said that they have talked an awful lot about modernizing the operation and the need to do that.
Well, we'll do everything short term, now, immediate, long term to make sure that this does not happen again.
This is where Accenture steps in, giving these companies a full business and operations transition relevant to the current century. For these companies, it means getting more use of the data that is collected, using artificial intelligence to analyze and improve performance, and moving operations to cloud, which will strengthen their digital core. Now, once this digital core is strengthened, Accenture then optimizes operations by helping companies at identifying the issues and getting better in their engineering and manufacturing operations. Finally, with the use of AI in customer service, engineering, marketing, and even in supply chain, it helps companies forge personal connections with customers. While consulting services form the majority of the company's revenue, its outsourcing arm generates around 40 to 45% of its revenue. Consulting and outsourcing services combined form over $200 billion dollars in market opportunities. And with more than $60 billion dollars in revenue last year, Accenture has already grabbed a large piece and will continue to grab a larger chunk of the growing pie. For a company the size of Accenture, its stock has been oversensitive to the economic fluctuations. Although this is true, its incredibly versatile customer base across all industries is greatly ignored, from legacy TV stations to government organizations to natural resource companies. Accenture's services are helpful to everyone transitioning to the digital age. And in its more than $60 billion of revenue last year, no single industry has generated more than 25% of revenue for Accenture. This statistic is what makes this stock more exciting as the revenue streams for Accenture are spread across various industries. Underlying all this, Accenture's real strength is its 700,000 strong global workforce. With an utilization rate of more than 90% and a low annual attrition rate of just 13%, it can be said that its employees are busy helping others and are also satisfied with their jobs. But with Accenture shares being down by more than 30% due to the worries of a global recession, the question is why to consider it now? One of the reasons is that it has an incredible balance sheet with around $6 billion in cash reserves and no major long term debt. Due to this, Accenture can actually capitalize more market share while navigating any potential storm in its way. And because of the high downturn in its stock prices, Accenture can generate long term value. As you can see, in the 2022 fiscal year alone, it has brought in around $9 billion of free cash flow, has a share buyback ratio of more than 20%, and does not shy away from returning the excess to the investors with around 2.5 billion in dividends. Just by looking at the buybacks and dividends, it can be said that around 80% of free cash flow is actually returned to Accenture's investors. Of course, like any other company out there, Accenture has its share of risks. One of the risks is due to global factors like rising inflation, the Russia Ukraine conflict, and its impact throughout the globe, making it feel like a recession is inevitable. Now, this will make ACN suffer in the short run. However, its internal risk might rise due to a large amount of money being spent on acquisitions. Although this is a common trend in the consulting industry, Accenture must allocate the capital wisely, which otherwise will cause a huge value drop for investors. How well the money is being spent can be determined by keeping track of the employee attrition levels and the utilization of its workforce. With that being said, the big question is if Accenture is worth to invest in. It might not be the most exciting investment, but bottom line is that Accenture has many factors which are worth considering to any long-term investor, like being in a market-leading position, a high demand from several industries, an incredible balance sheet, and its dividend approach to its shareholders. Thank you guys for taking your time to watch this video, and I hope you got some value from this. I'll appreciate your feedback, and I'm always looking to improve, so feel free to share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments. I look forward to bring some engaging content on a variety of topics. Once again, thank you so much, and until next time, all the best.